All right, guys, hold on to your seats. It's gonna be a rough ride. Yeah, a little dirty. All right, guys, this is it. 1974 or 1975 Porsche 914 parts car. We picked up for $300 a couple days ago. We got it back to the farm okay. It's pretty rough, guys. But for $300, there's some good parts, believe it or not. These rear tail pieces here, which on this one appear to be all metal and not rusted out. There's a little bit of rust right there. Not a big deal. This side is the one I really wanted, and it looks pretty good. It appears to be all original here, guys, and not dented or rusted. There's a little bit of surface rust here, but this piece here on the red car on the 76 is all rusted out, and this piece here is gone, and the piece underneath it. So that alone for me is worth 300 bucks. Pretty excited about that. And then if you add up all the other pieces, there's definitely probably a couple $1,000s worth of parts here that we could use. If you include some of the trim and the glass, the gauges, the switches, all the different pieces, like this steering wheel. I don't know if you remember, I broke that piece trying to get this off, and this one is in good shape. So we've got the horn button that's in pretty good shape, and the steering wheel, which is rough, but what we needed was that metal piece in there, and that piece looks pretty good. So there's all kinds of stuff, the shifter, the shift rod, and all these little brackets and switches and stuff like that. All that stuff adds up. When you're doing a restoration, it's good to have a couple parts cars, actually. There is a wiring harness. It looks original, and of course, you know, the wires could be all messed up, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra one laying around. Some of these connectors and stuff like that. Gas tank's in there, the water bottle, the suspension's on it. So I got the whole car, $300, no title, no engine, no transmission, no hood, no trunk, and the doors are rough. I don't know what happened, but it definitely was originally green or whatever color that is, and at some point they swapped out the doors. You can see where they painted this door. This was originally orange, and that one was originally gold. So I don't know what happened, but at some point the doors had a couple dings on them, and they just swapped them out and threw on a cheap paint job. But this piece here, that rear driver's fender, is what I was looking for, and this is perfect. And this is a perfect parts car, because I don't feel bad about cutting this car up because it's so far gone. It wouldn't make sense to restore this one. Look at that. Look at that hellhole area. That's crazy. But it's kind of cool because it lets you see all the layers. You know, when everything's together and you just got to fix a little rust hole down in there, you're not really sure how the different layers go. That gives you a pretty good visual. Yeah. Hey guys, check out today's sponsor, Top On BT300P battery tester. This thing is awesome. The carrying case is very convenient for travel. Check out these clamps. They're 100% safe clamps and will not hurt you. And look at the size of this screen. It's a 2.4-inch color screen. It's bigger and with high definition. And for a battery tester with a built-in printer at this price, the BT300P is great. This thing's really cool, guys. It's awesome. It works right out of the box. You just hook it up and it prints, and it does all the battery testing you could imagine. Really cool. Pick one up for yourself. Try it out. All right, guys, check out the link below. There should be a CT discount code. Get one today. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Let's get back to the video. The fuse board is still in there. That thing's got some value to it if it's in decent shape. Heater blower. All these things, these little things right here, this stuff right here, these chrome pieces right here, guys, new, are like $200 a piece, each side. So these have a couple little dings, but you can tap those out, you can buff this out, and even if it still has a couple little scratches or whatever, you know, it might be valuable to somebody if they're okay with having a couple little dings or whatever. This piece here looks mint, it just has to be buffed out. These pieces right here are a little rough, you know, the chrome's a little rough, but I think that looks original. It's rusty, but it's in pretty decent shape as far as the tail section goes, which is what I needed. This piece here is better than mine too, but I think I'm just going to get a new one of these tail pieces from Restoration Design, and because this has got a little rust here and it's got some rust here. Whew. Yeah, there's the rear brake calipers. Let me go show you this section on the red 76 I'm working on, and I'll give you an idea of how bad that is. I know some of you guys have already seen it, but let's take a look at it real quick. We already took the rear fender off, and this right here, you can see how rough it is. And you see how rough this tailpiece is here. So we're gonna take that, as much as that rear fender as we can use, and put it on here, because this one's pretty rough. I would say this one is worse overall than that one out there. That one's in pretty good shape. So we're gonna use that, and then we'll probably end up taking this off as well. That whole fender's probably gonna come off because we gotta get up under there and work on the longs and all that stuff. I'm feeling pretty good about that rear quarter. This section right here, there might be some pieces we can use. I know it's hard to believe, guys, but this car, it's rough, but it's got a lot of good bones and a title. And compared to this one, I mean, you can just see how rusty this back panel is, how pitted it is. All that would have to be replaced, the longs, everything. That whole firewall there is pretty rough. Yeah. You know what I'd like to do is hit this. I wouldn't mind hitting this with the DA real quick and then seeing if this is all original. I think it is, but it'd be pretty cool to see. Just make me feel better about it, you know? For sure. There's definitely good stuff on this thing. You got to look at it through a different lens, I guess, and think about the potential of the parts that you need for the car you're trying to restore. And then maybe parts for another car, you know, there might be another, we might do another 914 at some point, who knows? We'll see. This rear area is pretty bad. Pretty bad. As far as I can tell, last registered, as far as I can tell, if this is accurate, 1986. That's crazy. 1986, Lake County. Wow. So this car is a 74 or a 75. So it was just over 10 years old. Probably on its last leg. They got one more year out of it. Drove it into the ground and parked it. Yeah, pretty wild. Think about 86, man. That was a long time ago. You think about all the stuff that was going on in the world in 86. I'm assuming that's the original color. And this is the old faded out overspray. I don't know if any of you guys know what that color is. Let's see. Should be a color code on here somewhere. I think it's L, looks like L65K down at the bottom there. That should be the color code. And like I said, you can see they put different doors. This door was originally gold, and that door was originally orange. Pretty wild. Looks like it's the original floors. You still see the green paint. What's left of them. Yeah, it's too bad. I was hoping that metal piece would have been good back there. He had another car. Somebody beat me to it. And it looked like the metal overall was better on it. But it's all right. We'll get what we need out of this. Hopefully we'll get something out of it. That rear fender, like I said, if all I get is that rear fender, I'll be happy. Just have to figure out how to get this thing off, and also get this off too, because I need this metal as well. So I don't know the best place to cut it. Somewhere in here. And then matching it up with the other one, that's going to be tricky. That's going to be a tricky transplant. I'm not sure exactly the best place to cut that, but we'll have to figure it out. I don't know if it'd be better to try to peel it apart here like it would have been from the factory, because this is a separate piece, and then it connects, it welds on here to this bottom piece. There's a bottom lip under there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so it might be better to try to take the fender off of this and then figure out where to cut, or I don't know. Or would it just be better to cut it here and weld it back there? Something like that. That's going to be tricky. That is going to be tricky. Wow. All right, guys, I really want to get this down to bare metal and just see if there's any filler or any Bondo. Hopefully that thing is all factory. That will make me very happy. Let's do it. All right, let's see what we get. Got some 80 grit on here on the DA. Wow, look how bright that original color is. So far, so good. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that original color, super bright. It's like almost like a fluorescent yellow green. It's pretty cool. It looks like we're in good shape here, guys. Yeah, that was awesome. All right, guys, check it out. This was a gift. Look how perfect it is. It's pretty amazing that this was never rusted out when you look at how bad mine was. So everything looks really good. There's a little bit of surface rust right here. We're gonna knock that off. I think that'll be fine. You can kind of see right here where they welded it to this piece. So this piece right here is a separate piece. Now this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. And we'll take as much of that as we can. We'll replace this rusty piece here. And we're also gonna replace this piece here. This is a separate piece. It always gets rusted out down here. So as long as this is all pretty good, which it looks like it is, there's a little bit of rust down here, but I think we can clean that up. Overall, it feels pretty good. And there's a couple little dents here and there, but nothing too bad. And like I said, this piece here, the replacement panel, I think comes all the way down to here, something like that. So we should be good, and that's pretty solid. If that's original, looks like it is. If it's not too rusty behind there, there might be a bracket that we can use that's behind there, and a little bit of that other panel. So we'll get all this off. We'll spot weld and try to take that off real nice, as nice as we can, and preserve the metal underneath it. And there's gonna be layers of metal that we're gonna be able to use, hopefully. But like I said, if this is all I get out of the car, it's worth it to me. But there's more, so I'm very happy with the $300. Very happy. This right here is awesome. Now, this side, I can already tell is a little worse, but it's better than the one I have, believe it or not. If this is all original, it looks like there might be a little filler right there. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. A little rougher here. It's rough down there. So the one I have is probably better overall, except for right here. So maybe we can just cut this piece out somehow and use this. We'll have to figure that out. Pretty happy with that. That's awesome. It's crazy how bright that green gets when you start sanding it. And there's value in these front fenders if they're in decent shape. And you know, there's a couple little dents here and some rust, a little surface rust in here. There's some surface rust here. But yeah, I mean, that sucker's in there right there. This piece right here we might be able to use. This front fender doesn't look too bad. We could take that front fender off, possibly use it on another build or sell it to somebody, make our money back. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to get it back, and you kind of know when you get it, you're like, yeah, there's good parts there, but sometimes you have to reassure yourself like that. You know, you don't know. It could have been all filler, could have been Bondo and rusted, but that's a score right there, guys. Score. All right, let's wire wheel this a little bit. It looks like it's in really good shape. I want to see if we can see the spot welds. What do you think, Wes? Check it out, guys. There's some lead filler here. It's probably from the factory. They put a little bit right here in this corner. There's a couple little holes right there. Probably from the factory, I would imagine. They just put lead in there and filled it up. Just in this corner. It'll be interesting to see if they did it here too. They probably did. But overall, very happy with this piece. It looks pretty solid. Pretty solid. I want to see if we can get this trim off here. I think the goal will be to get this whole fender off. Not today, but that's what I'm working at right here. Is just how can we get this whole fender off and get it to go on to the other car. If you guys have done this before, comment below. Where should I cut? You know, should I try to do the spot welds along the seam here and peel it off that way? Or should I just cut it here? Let me know what you guys think. That screw came out real easy. And then I know that there's a little tab under here and this thing just slides on. But that tab gets real rusty and makes it hard to get off. So let's see if we can slide this off without messing it up. It's been on there for 50 years, most likely. Might have to spray some lube up under there. All right, let's put a little lube in here and see if that helps. Tapping it real lightly. It's slippery now. Okay. Got it loose up here. It was on there pretty good. And it's starting to wiggle. That bracket that it's connected to is it's got a sealant on it, a gooey like silicone, I think, and it's rusted, so just trying to work it off of there. Looks like it's coming. I'm not sure which way you're better which. I'm not sure which way is better to go, but it is moving. Just kind of wiggling it off of there. Trying not to bend it. That's the tricky part. This thing's kind of in the way too. Probably be better to get that out of the way. Come on, babe. There you go. You're coming. There we go. Whoo! We did it. See how it's kind of glued on there? And that bracket that's supposed to be holding it's completely rusted away. So really the only thing holding it is that silicone or whatever that is. All right. I don't think we messed it up any more than it already was. Like I said, for a new one, $225 for just one side. So that's something to hold. There's a lot of value right there. You could spend some time and get these little dents out, and then you can buff this out. This is polished aluminum, I think. All right, let's try this side. Hopefully this one comes out a little easier. I hope everybody out there is having a good week, and you're gonna have a good day with the family soon. A lot of people are gonna celebrate Thanksgiving this week. Okay. Ooh, that one's... Somebody's got a hot rod. Goes. Got to break that seal. I don't know if that's helping or not, but it seems like it does. Yep. Here we go. All right. There we go. Woo! Yeah, it seems like once you squirt that WD in there, it definitely helps break it up somehow. All right, cool. That's good. We got those off of there. And I think this one just pops off. Yeah, this one's in really good shape. So like I said, guys, there's definitely some value in that trim. So I'm not going to take the whole car apart for you guys, but you kind of saw most of it on the 76. We went through all this, and basically I'm going to get as much off of it as I can. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it on this one. We got some of the trim off and verified that this corner's good. Pretty sure that one's good too. Very happy with that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is just a little, you know, walk around, kind of see what we got. And yeah, this is it. It's a parts car. It's a mess. I mean, it's been off the road since '86, as far as we know. Pretty crazy. Just sitting somewhere rotting away, man. And it's kind of sad, you know, but I don't think people thought in 1986 that these cars would be worth anything, you know, 30, 40 years later. So, but yeah, they're starting to become something. People have been fixing them up for a while now, and they're starting to become collectible, and that's pretty cool. So whether or not we're going to get all the parts we need off of this one, I'm not sure, but we're definitely going to get some, so that's going to help out a lot. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good holiday, and we'll see you on the next one. Later. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Just one step closer to getting that 76 back on the road. Got some good spare parts on this one. Had a lot of fun on that rescue. If you didn't see that video, go check it out. And at the end, we stopped by the Drag Race Museum, Big Daddy's, Don Garlitz, and for VW Darren's birthday. That was pretty cool. I appreciate it, guys. Let me know what you think about this thing. Have a good week. We'll see you on the next one. Later. Woo. It's a little messy, but there's some good parts on here. I mean, look at how sweet this license plate, designer plate is. I wonder what that said. I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's got some cool colors. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later. She's mint.